Good morning. It is science, and today, this is Wednesday. We're going to be covering reptiles and birds. This is found on page 122 to 125, numbers 1 through 4. So reptiles and birds. Reptiles are similar to amphibians, but they're in a completely different group. They are similar to fish, because they are cold-blooded, and reptiles also lay eggs, but something that they do that amphibians don't do is that they lay their eggs on land, whereas amphibians lay their eggs in the water. And we're going to break down reptiles into 3 different groups. We're going to talk about turtles, lizards, and snakes. Let's start with turtles. Turtles have bony plates on their back. That's part of their skeleton. Some turtles can hide their head completely inside of the shell. You can find turtles in deserts. You can find them in oceans. They have webbed feet. They're good at swimming. Some turtles are omnivores. Omnivores are animals that eat plants and animals. There are some turtles that we call tortoises. They usually just stay on land, and they are mostly herbivores. Herbivores are plant-eating animals. Some of the oldest turtles are, for example, in the far right corner you see the Galapagos tortoise, and that's a 150-year-old turtle. Okay, so those are turtles. Then we move to lizards. Lizards look similar to salamanders, but salamanders are amphibians, remember. Lizards are in the reptile family. They have scaly skin, and they can live anywhere. Most lizards are small. They're harmless. You know about the Gila monster on the bottom right corner. I'm sorry, that's not the Gila monster. That is a Komodo dragon. But the Gila monster is very harmless and small. But as you know, the Komodo dragon is very fierce and can do some damage. Let's look at snakes. Snakes are the long, legless bodied animals that you see, and they have clear scales over their eyes. That's how you can tell what you're looking at. Snakes are carnivores. That means they only eat meat. They do not eat plants. They only eat meat. They can't tear. They can't chew with their teeth, so they just have to swallow everything whole. God has designed their jaws to be very special. Our jaws, our upper and lower jaw, has to kind of stay pretty close to each other. But with snakes, they have a way to separate their jaws very, very wide. Their jaws are connected by a ligament. They can swallow things that are extremely wide. In some cases, though, snakes will squeeze their prey to death, such as a python, or sometimes they will bite to kill their prey, like the cobra. So, those are snakes. Let's talk about crocodilians. These include things such as alligators, caimans, and crocodiles. They're very excellent hunters. They eat mostly fish, but they'll eat anything that comes into their water, including humans if that happens. They all look pretty similar. They have scaly skin, they have large bodies, and they have short legs. The crocodilians are the largest reptiles, but they vary in size. You can see on the left side, those are caimans. Those are the smallest crocodilians. And then on the right is the largest, is the Indo-Pacific crocodile. It can be about 23 feet long, and it can weigh over 1,000 pounds. Okay, let's move to a new group of vertebrates, the birds. Birds have feathers. Do all birds lay eggs? No. Are they the only ones that lay eggs? No. Do birds, are they the only animals that fly? No. There's other examples of flying mammals such as bats, and those are not birds. They have feathers. That's what makes a bird a bird. Feathers serve a purpose for helping them to fly. It protects them from the water when they swim, and it gives them warmth. Their bones are very lightweight, which helps them to fly. They're hollow, in fact. They're filled with air. And the skeleton is very strong but very light. Some birds do not fly, though, like penguins. They have wings, they have feathers, but they do not fly. Ostrich and an emu cannot fly, not because they wouldn't have the ability, but it's because they weigh so much. They're very good runners, not very good flyers. And if you also look at birds, if you can look at their beak, you'll know exactly what they eat. If you see a bird that eats seeds, they're going to have a very strong, thick beak to crack open seeds and pull out the nuts. If you see an animal or a bird that has a sharp hook that on their nose like an eagle, they're going to be tearing meat off of bone to get their food. Birds are warm-blooded. That means they can regulate their own temperature. They don't need to go somewhere warm just to get warm. They can warm up themselves. All birds lay their eggs in nests. And the nests are very interesting. Some are different than others, but they all lay eggs in their nests. Okay, well, so now it's your turn. Page 122 to 125, numbers 1 through 4. Let me know if you have any questions.